In this video, we're going to use the Pop3 email account, grab all of our emails out of the inbox. We're going to loop through those emails and check to see if a subject has a certain word, and then we will cancel the loop. We have our email account set up in the database, so the first thing we need to do is we need to get the record of the correct account, and we will select the email account. Okay. Open up the list, and we will choose the Yahoo Pop3. Now we're going to set this to a variable called email record or pop record. And now we're going to take our pop record and set variables that we can use later. We're going to use the get property value. We'll select the correct object type, which is email account, and the property name would be host. We will select the pop record. That's where we want to get the information from. And we're going to set a host variable so we can access this later. And we'll do the same thing for the username and password. And this will be set to username variable. And now for the password. Password variable. And we also have a port. Since we're using a Yahoo email address, it's a different port that we have to use. So we will grab the port from the record and put that into a variable as well. Okay, now if we look at our variables, we have our pop record. That's the record we got from the database. The host variable, we set this from that pop record, username variable, password, and port. Now we need to create a new pop account under email. Drag over new pop connection. And then we will set the input to our variables. Host will be our host variable. Username variable. Password. And our port. We will select true under SSL. And we will set a variable to pop account. Click OK. Okay, we got our new pop account started. And under Pop3, we will get all emails. If we wanted to check to see how many we have. Now the Pop3 is different than the IMAP. It allows you to get your emails from your inbox. The IMAP allows you more control over which inbox you get the emails, and you can actually sort and sift through the emails a lot easier. But if you're looking just for a quick way of getting your emails from the inbox, Pop3 is a good way of doing it. We can also check our email account too here. We just set that account to the Pop account, and then we can email count variable. Okay, back to our get all emails. Let's click the options for that. We want to select our Pop account. And we're going to create a new variable to hold our emails. We'll call it emails variable. And now we want to loop through our emails. So under message, this has all to do with your actual emails itself. So we have a loop email messages. We want to drag that over. And we're going to click the emails variable here. So now what we want to do is we want to check to see if the email has a subject line with some specific text involved. And to do that, we can first get the email subject, or you can do this with email address too. And click the options. Now under the loops, there's always a variable that is set under the hood, and it's called current item. So that's what we want to select here, is the current item of this loop. That'll be the current email. And we're going to set this to a variable called subject variable, email subject variable. And now we can test to see what type of content's in the email variable. If you go to text and under check, we could check to see if it's a numeric, if there's a pattern. We can check for specific text. We can check to see if it's empty. What we'll do is check for text right here. And what we want to do is the text field, we're going to check for email subject variable. That's the text we want to check. And if it contains, we're going to check the word telleric, and the result will be a true or false. If the email has telleric in the subject line, it'll come back true, and if it doesn't, it'll come back false. But instead of setting it to a variable we're going to create, our loops have a variable called isCanceled. So if we want to cancel the loop, say we have 50 emails, and on the second email we find the right email, we don't want to go through all 50 emails. So we want to say, listen, I found the email, I'm going to cancel the loop now instead of going through all 50. So if we set this isCanceled to true, the loop will stop. So what we're going to do here is check the email subject variable. If it contains the word telleric in there, we're going to cancel the loop and go down our script, which is nothing. So let's start the script. We're setting our variables from the properties. Now we're creating a pop connection. And right now we have 53 emails. And now we're in the loop. We're getting the email subject, and we're checking to see if the text. Right here it says false. And it's going to go through and continue to check each email for that text in the subject line, and once it finds it, it will return true and it will cancel that loop. And it found it, and it canceled out. So it finally found the email with that text in the subject line, set the is canceled to true on that loop emails action, and it stopped the loop, and it would go down to the next action if you had another action. But since we didn't have another action, ending the script.